Is it possible to be in two places at the same time? In Chapter 7 of the second part of the Book of Mediums, Allan Kardec addresses two themes that have always sparked curiosity: bicorporeality and transfiguration. Bicorporeality would be the phenomenon in which the same person is perceived simultaneously in two distinct places. Transfiguration, on the other hand, would consist of the temporary modification of someone's physical appearance, taking on different traits from the usual ones. At first glance, these accounts seem to completely challenge the known laws of physics. From the current scientific perspective, there is no replicable evidence that a physical body can occupy two spaces simultaneously. Physics describes the human body as a material system subjected to well-defined laws of space and time. However, the subjective experience of being elsewhere is well documented in psychology and neuroscience. Dissociative states, lucid dreams, out-of-body experiences reported in clinical contexts and situations of high stress can produce a vivid sense of displacement of consciousness. Neuroscience has already identified brain regions associated with the perception of one's body in space. Temporary alterations in these areas can generate experiences of duplication or perceptual displacement. This explains many subjective reports of bilocation. As for transfiguration, we know that facial perception can be strongly influenced by light, expectation, and emotion. Studies show that, in poorly lit environments, the brain can reorganize facial features, producing the impression of change. There is also the psychological phenomenon known as the symbolic projection effect, in which the observer attributes mental characteristics to a perceived appearance. Kardec, however, proposes that, if authentic, such phenomena would be linked to the spirit's ability to act upon the paraspiritual envelope, producing perceptible changes. Today, science does not confirm this mechanism, but it recognizes that the experience of bodily identity is constructed by the brain and can be temporarily modified. Perhaps the central point of this chapter is not to assert extraordinary physical occurrences, but to reflect on the nature of consciousness and identity. Our sense of self is not as rigid as we imagine. It can expand, shift, or transform in subjective experience. The lesson here is caution. Unusual experiences should be analyzed with psychological knowledge and rational balance. The pursuit of truth requires openness, but also responsibility. If this reflection on bicorporeality and transfiguration has broadened your understanding of consciousness and identity, share this content with those seeking to study spirituality with clarity and continue deepening this journey of conscious study.